Hey,
Huh? Hmm?
hey, you seriously fell asleep?
What happened?
Game's over, man.
How much did I win by?
The ego on you is unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm an egomaniac. How much did I win by?
By 3. 5-2.
Nice. You suck.
You know, this is why people don't like you. Because you're such a pump. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team. That is another dub. I'm trying not to scream right now because it's almost 1:30 in the morning. My walls are not super thick, so there are other people in the house trying to sleep. What a dub. First team to 30 wins. I was looking at the Devils' Twitter. I didn't see them talk about how they were the first to 30 like they did with first to 20, so I don't know, must be us. We must be the first to 30. 30 wins in 38 games. That is crazy. That's nuts. This team is special. But I'm a little confused because I feel like I watched a different game than a lot of people. The game I watched, the Bruins were not the better team through the first, 45 minutes, which has been somewhat of a theme lately. But I didn't think so. And Monty, after the game, says it's the best 60-minute effort we've had all year, which, or not all year, I think he said in a while. I guess Monty's going to know better than me. That's an NHL coach right there. If he says it's the best 60-minute effort we've gotten in a while, then I'm going to take his word over mine. But that's not what I watched. People were talking about the Krejci line all over the place. Krejci line got caved. I feel like I watched a different game. It seemed to me that the Kings outplayed us for a good portion of this game as far as possession goes, as attempts go, and when it comes to scoring chances, it's a lot closer to even because we did a really good job snuffing out like the hardcore scoring chances, but I still think they had more high danger chances than us. I thought the Kings were the better team for a large portion of this. And then after the game, everyone's talking about how the Bruins played a great effort, great game, full 60. I just didn't see it. I'm so shocked. I'm just shocked by it. I'm confused. So I would like to know your thoughts on what you saw through this game if you watched it. Because it started at 10:30 p.m., and I'm not about to judge someone for not staying up until this god-awful hour when I have work at 6 a.m. tomorrow. When you have work at, tomorrow's not going to be pleasant. The Kings, 7-2-1 in their last 10, are a fake good team, and I refuse to admit that they're actually good or say they're actually good. Not even admit, because no one can actually convince me of that right now. That team was at a -5 differential, now -8. They are like top 4, I think, in the West, something like that. I don't get it. I don't get it. They're middle of the pack in basically every stat, if not bottom third of the league in those stats. They are 22, 13, and 6 going into this game, so 22 and 19 basically. They're not a good team. They're not a good team. They're buoyed by an 8-2-2 record against the Central. Good for them. But they're basically 500 outside of conference and 500 in their own division. I don't think that team's good. I just don't. Last time we played them, they did beat us off of a gifted 5-on-3 at the end of the game. I don't want to take the win away from them, though, because they did deserve to be there at the end. I don't know if they deserve to tie it, but we certainly had chances to win that game, and we did not. So, good job by them, I guess. Phoenix Copley, the AHL lifer who turned into a stalwart NHL goalie. 7-0-0 in his last 7 games, 9-1-0 in his last 10. He's a fun story. I'm genuinely happy for him, but fuck him. Swayman's going to get the start in net. I did find that to be a little weird, but there is an announcement that Olmark is going to the All-Star game, which he should. I hope he doesn't go. I hate the All-Star game at this point. I think it's bubkus. I don't think goalies even. I mean, what are the goalies even doing there, man? It's just a shooting gallery, and if he gets hurt at it, I'm gonna freak out. So nice of him to get named to the All-Star team, though. Swayman gets a start. We decided not to have Olmark go again, even though we have a back-to-back this weekend. It's fine, I guess. Whatever. Maybe they're just trying to get Swayman to continue out of his funk, even though last game didn't go super well. I thought Swayman was really good. No DeBrusk. He is out at least 4 weeks. I think they listed it as 4 weeks. Goes to the long-term injured reserve. Wagner gets called up. It's not a bad thing to have a little adversity during the season. I think it's healthy for the team. I think this is real adversity. Those downplaying it, I think this really affects the lineups. This is what my preferred lineups would be. Marchand, Bergeron, Zacha, Hall, Krejci, Pasta, Merkulov, Coyle, Freddie. They didn't call it Merkulov, though. Foligno, Nosek, Smith, Greer, and Wags as your healthy scratches. We won't get that. Like I said, Merkulov not called up. Wags will be the healthy scratch. Instead, we're going to get the production line, which is your Marchand, Bergeron, Pasta, Hall, Krejci, Zacha, Foligno, Krejci. I wrote Krejci twice. Foligno, Coyle, Freddie, Greer, Nosek, Smith, Swayman. I'm sorry, guys. I'm struggling a little bit tonight. The first period, I felt like I was half asleep during. Another slow start. Puck drops. I didn't say it. Puck drops. Like, comment, subscribe. Another slow start. 5 minutes in, we're out shooting them 4-2, but they have all the possession. And it just continues throughout the period. We are right there with them in shots, but they have all the possession. And they're circling like vultures and vultures and vultures. And there's just not a lot of talk about in the first. Because that's what it was. It was up to 8 minutes of consistent play at times. Just kind of them circling, push them out of the zone. They come back in. Them circling, push them out of the zone. Over and over and over. And we didn't challenge for a goal really at all. Like at all in the first period. Which is starting to become frustrating. I swear this team keeps like having these periods where I go, are we in a funk? Like, is this a slump right now? And then, of course, no, we're not. We're going to win the game. There's a lot of concern and heartburn that goes along with it. That's all I'm saying. About 3.5 minutes left, a little over 3.5 minutes left. We've given them over a minute in our zone, just circling around. And if you give them this amount of time, eventually you get caught puck watching. Eventually you get tired. And it ends up on the left point. They wrap it around the boards. Again, just moving that puck. Iafallo is going to be behind Swayman, and he is going to loop around and just try a cross-crease pass to Danault. It goes through 2 defenders who are puck watching Iafallo. Goes right by them, and it's a tap-in for Danault. Swayman doesn't get a chance at this. If you blame Swayman for this goal going in, I want you to play goal just once and see how hard it is to make a save like that. We're going to be down 1-0 after the first. After a period where the Kings absolutely deserve to be up a goal. Absolutely they do. Second period is going to be way spicier, though. 1:09 into the second. Marchand is going to get a 2-minute penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. And honestly, they could have given him more as far as like a misconduct for 10 minutes or something along those lines. Because he gets blatantly tripped coming into the offensive zone. Blatantly. And they don't call it. And he freaks out. Now, 2 things can be true here. It could be a really bad no call, and Marchand has to be better. He freaks out, swearing at the ref on his way to the bench, sits down. Now, if they called him for yelling at the ref, I'd be pissed. No, what they called him for is he shatters his stick over the bench, and the stick goes onto the ice. That's... you gotta know better there, man. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and defend that. Marchand has to know better. He plays with that passion. You take the good and the bad, but when you've got an A on your chest, you got to be a bit better than that. We're going to go to the penalty kill, and it's a great penalty kill. I thought that was really well done. They're going to get nothing on it. 6:26 in. It's a great shift by the top line. Remember, we haven't really sniffed a goal at this point, and they spend their entire shift in the offensive zone up until a certain point where, after about 45 seconds, puck gets bumped out. They come right back in the zone. Pasta skates it in, loses the puck while trying to battle 3 guys in the slot. It gets bumped out to the left wall. Marchand is there, kicks it back to McAvoy at the point. McAvoy is then going to send it right back to Marchand. And during that time, the defense decides it's a good idea to leave Pastrnak all alone in the high slot. Marchand sees this, passes to Pasta, he settles, and just beats Copley low blocker. Great shot. I do not know why you leave the guy who has 25 goals in 37 games alone in the high slot. But hey, that's not my problem. Tie game. And then 30 seconds later, Sway absolutely robs Kopitar on a cross-crease bid, flinging his body across and getting a piece. That's 30 seconds later to keep it a tie game. Huge. Sway had a couple huge saves in this one. 8:30 in, we're going to give up a breakaway to Fiala. He gets a bid on Swayman, and Swayman just falls him all the way across. He ends up taking away his own angle. No real chance on this shot because there's no angle by the time he shoots it. On the following play, Lizotte is going to go for holding, so we're going to go on the power play. Puck drops on the power play, and Jack starts this sentence about how our power play is cooled way off and just hasn't been productive, and then it's in the net. It's a face-off win. It goes back to McAvoy. McAvoy tries to feed it into the slot, or across the slot. It gets deflected, goes down to the bottom of the right circle, and Marchand one-times it off the loose puck, and Sniper Rooney and cheese! Short side. That is 2-1. We're taking the lead just like that off the power play goal. 4 minutes later, we made it easy on them. They come back into our zone, and we just leave Dursey all alone in the left circle. This is even strength. Leave him all alone, no one within 15 feet. Everyone's on the right side of the ice. It just goes up to the center point, over to Dursey, hammers this. Glove side on Swayman as he kind of wrong foots him, catches Swayman come across, it goes the other way. Beats him cleanly. You'd love to see Swayman get a little closer on this one, but come on. This is an absolute bullet, and the guy's standing all alone with no pressure on him. 2-2, gotta be better defensively than that. Just have a body near him. 7:29 in, or left, I should say. Freddie and Lemieux go for it. They shed him off of a puck drop. It's a good fight. Just jackhammer each other a little bit, rock 'em, sock 'em style. They're just throwing bombs, looking to knock the other one out. Once in a while, you have a fight like this where the guys just really don't like each other. And they have history, obviously. These guys don't like each other. I don't really know who wins this fight, but one guy had to go to the locker room, one guy didn't. And so I'm going to give Freddie the win on that. Freddie goes to the penalty box, Lemieux goes to the locker room. He's going to be okay. 3:12 left. Shot by Arvidsson gets under the arm of Swayman, who has to dive back and get this off of the goal line. It gets just enough that the puck flips, lands on the red line, and spins. It was a really fun, terrible moment. I don't even know why I bring it up. It was just kind of fun. Swayman dives on it, and the game was that close to changing completely. Because if they take the lead there, I think this is a very, very different game. And then the third period comes around. And what do we do in the third period? I mean, I love that this is a trade of the team. End of the game, anchor it, let's be the best team there can be. But I hate that it always comes down to this third period, heroics. At least we weren't down going into the third for this. We're the way better team in the third. They had possession, they had chances, but we are the way, way better team in the third. Or I should say midway through the third. Because early in the third, there's a bad turnover in the O-zone. Leads to Anderson Dolan. Yes, that's his last name, Anderson Dolan. Breakaway, stone 5-hole. Then, a weird line change right off of that by us. They go right back into the zone. Defense falls asleep, and Kopitar gets a free bid from the middle of the slot. Between the circles. Just... He sinks this more often than not, and Sway makes a huge fucking save. Huge save. 9:24 left. It's on. It's on. And by that, I mean it's over. All starts with an excellent breakout by Carlo, who comes down into our zone to grab a puck, has a player right on him, and still is able to snake his way across the boards and fling this up to Freddie with an accurate tape-to-tape pass. Freddie is then going to go into the offensive zone, bump it to the left to Grizz, who followed in middle of the slot, and then he's going to bump it over to the left, who's Marchand on the right side of that left circle. He is then going to try to feed it back to Freddie, back into the slot rather than shoot. It deflects, goes back to Carlo at the right point, who unloads. And Freddie, chest height just below the shoulder, gets a tip, perfect tip, beats Copley blocker side. 9:24 left. We're going to take a 3-2 lead. And then 34 seconds later, we're going to go right back into the zone. It's a weird odd man rush because we collect the puck in the neutral zone. We got 4 guys going forward, and the defense steps way up. So it turns into Foligno and Coyle just getting a free 2v1. Foligno tries to get it to Coyle, has to go high with the pass, a lot of sauce on it. Too hard to handle. Coyle goes back against the boards, flings it behind the net to Foligno, who's battling two Kings players back there, and is still able to push the puck on the side of the net up to Freddie, who collects and then strides his way into the center right in front of Copley, just a couple feet out from him. Copley I don't even think he even realizes the puck came out yet to Freddie. As soon as he realizes that glove comes up, but it's too late. Freddie goes backhand. Boom! I mean, it was basically Bardowski without hitting the bar. I just really like saying Bardowski. 4-2. Pasta's going to get the empty net for 5-2. But Freddie, 2 goals in 34 seconds. Just fantastic couple of shifts for him. You love to see that. Game notes. I don't get it. I thought like every line got outplayed. The second line, look, visually, I don't know. I didn't see it. But if you were one of those people visually that thought the second line played well, eye test, sure. Go look at some of the advanced statistics for that. Natural stat trick, money puck, evolving wild, things like that. Go look at what that line did tonight. They got absolutely caved. And I like to mix the whole advanced analytics and what I saw. And to me, what I saw lined up with that. They couldn't create anything. They really couldn't. That's my opinion. That's what I'm going with. I am getting frustrated where we're going entire periods without challenging the goalie for a goal. You don't have to win every period. I don't care about that. You could have bad periods. But we are going full periods without threatening to score at all. That's a concern to me. We keep winning. We keep shrugging that under the rug. But I think it should be said. A lot of one-and-dones in the offensive zone. Shots to the point that just kick off a pad and never actually have any follow-up. Just too much of that. Other teams, I thought this was an interesting note that I kind of wanted to go through with this. Other teams are cherry-picking against us. They know that our design is to force the puck forward and that you can get behind us. And I actually want to compliment our defense and structure because I thought we've done a really good job of limiting that as much as possible. I do think you're going to give some of it up because the system's like that. But it's going to happen. It's nice to see that we're ready for it to happen. The goalies are aware it's happening. They're not getting pissed at the defense when it happens. And it's limited. We really do a good job snuffing those out as much as possible, not taking penalties when we're chasing. I really am impressed with how often, it looks like an odd man rush is going to go the other way, and we have a good defensive play that prevents it. Swayman was absolutely one of the reasons we won this game. A .931 save percentage outside of the bullet from Dursey, which even then you can certainly go, you're not going to get that one every time. I thought he was fantastic. I thought he made a couple huge saves. This game's very different if he doesn't play as well as he did. I just think Swayman deserves a big compliment for this. And to me, 4 out of the last 5 starts for him have been very good. So that's what we wanted to see. You don't like last game? Sure, that's fine. 4 out of 5 starts, really solid goaltending. I just want to make sure that we're complimenting him when he does well. If we're going to have as many insults as I've seen for Swayman, everyone's got their opinions. I'm not about to tell everybody to fuck off. But people are upset with Swayman. Let's give him his due when he plays well, right? That's how this should work. Anyway, guys, that does it for me. We got more games Saturday and Sunday, another late one Saturday, and then a somewhat earlier one Sunday. The Sharks and Ducks are beatable teams. The West Coast swing is hard, though. So let's see what we get, but I think this could be another chance to bank points, even though maybe we don't exactly need to bank points. But hey, I'll keep taking them if they keep giving them, am I right? Go Bees!